Welcome to the video on BreakingPoint Virtual Edition. I am Stephen Duffy, Senior Systems Engineer. Today we will be discussing how to deploy BreakingPoint Virtual Edition into a portable standalone device such as a laptop. Here are some recommended requirements for setting this up. At least 8 gigs of RAM, 40 gigs of hard drive, and a processor that supports virtualization. The steps are going to be the following. First, download the virtual controller and the virtual blade. Then we're going to extract the virtual controller and the virtual blade into VM Workstation. Next, we will be modifying some of the configurations on the VM. And then finally, we are going to be connecting the virtual blade to the virtual controller. Now for this video, we will assume that you already have the BreakingPoint OVAs readily available. Now go to your downloads and double click on the OVAs. First, start with the controller. Now agree to the license agreement, click Next, give it a name and location, and click Import. This will take a few minutes. Now you'll see the BreakingPoint controller imported into VM Workstation. Now do the same for the virtual blade. Next, we will be verifying the VM configuration. So click on Controller, edit virtual machine settings. So the processors for the controller, you don't have to use a full 8. I would recommend using 2 or 4. And memory, keep it at a minimum of at least 4 gigs. Underneath the network adapter, now for the network adapter, make sure that it is on a network connection that you can reach from the web interface and also one that can connect over to the virtual blade as well. Now go down to your virtual blade. Now this is where most of the test is actually going to be done. So I would recommend keeping it around 8 gigs and 4 processors. Now you can fluctuate that depending on the type of test you're going to be running. Now the key things to remember is by minimum you're going to have 3 ports coming out of here. The first port is going to be your management. Make sure that that's on the same connection as your controller. Then for adapter 2 and 3, these are going to be the actual ports that you're going to be testing out of. So these ones you can either use bridge or go in here, like I have a couple different that are modified. So VMnet 1 is going through my wireless. VM10 is actually going to go through a USB Ethernet connection. Now I want you to go ahead and start up both of these. I'm going to show you how to do a static really quickly. So you're going to log in with netadmin, command set IP, the interface, IP, the net mask, and this is insider notation, and finally the gateway. Now this will take a minute. And once it comes back up, you should see the new IP address. Now we're going to do the same thing for the virtual blade as well. Now this is going to do the same thing and reboot up with the new IP address. Now to verify these, you can go back in here, use the netadmin login. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually open up a web browser and connect to this IP address. Now just click Advanced and proceed. The login is going to be admin, all lowercase. Click OK. Now click on the launch. Go into VM deployment. And this is how you're going to connect the virtual blade to the controller. Click on Manage Virtual Chassis. Assign virtual blades to empty slots. Put in the IP address that you gave the virtual blade. Click Verify. And it's going to verify that it has layer 3 connectivity. Now click Apply. And it's going to connect the virtual blade to the chassis. Now the only other thing left to do is to actually add a license. So just click on License Manager. Now at this point, you are ready to test with BreakingPoint Virtual Edition on your laptop. Thank you for listening.